Hello again, folks. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. Thanks for stopping by. Robert Max here. This is episode number 17. I'm pretty excited about this one because we have an unboxing, an AOK from my friend Daniel. That's Act of Kindness. Daniel is a major contributor and a member of the Time Travel Baseball Facebook group and was watching one of my videos of the recently completed Time Travel Baseball celluloid series where I played Bingo Long's Traveling All-Stars against the Major League movie Cleveland Indians, and he noticed that I was using older pitcher hitting cards in that series. Well, Daniel offered to send me some newer cards that he's designed for pitchers to hit, pitcher hitting cards, and he also said I could pick out two teams to go along with that, and he would send them out to me. So I did that, and I got this package a few days ago. Been pretty anxious to open it, but I've just been able to get around to it today. So Daniel, and his last name is Forcier. If you're interested in any of these cards, you can get in touch with Daniel through the Facebook group. He designs cards for Time Travel Baseball, and I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of his work, and it looks great. So first we'll take a look at the pitcher hitting cards. And he sends them in these really nice storage boxes. And they're also sleeved. So we got, if you're familiar with Time Travel Baseball, we have, dangerous, hitter, battler, pitcher, and also the shutout card. And the same in another color. So we've got green and purple for the pitcher hitting cards and the shutout cards. And these are really nice looking. Very colorful, very sharp. So the two teams I chose, let's get these back in their box, are both from the 70s. The teams that Daniel creates are franchise all-stars, but they're decades based. We got the 1970 Mets and the 1970 Philadelphia Phillies. Now you might be wondering, hey, I thought you were a Cardinals fan. Well, I am. I'm a lifelong Cardinals fan. However, where I grew up and where I live, I had a lot of exposure to these teams, especially in the 70s. So I'm really familiar with these players. I live in an area where cable was born. And, a lot of people will say, oh, I remember growing up, we only had 3 channels. Well, that was never the case for me as far back as I can remember. Because we were in an area where it's nationally recognized that cable was born in this part of Pennsylvania, it was almost like a testing ground. So, along with our 3 major networks, and we got some of those from Philadelphia, some of those from Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, we also got a lot of the independent stations. Do you remember the old independent stations? They weren't affiliated with the CW or Fox or, MyTV or whatever. They were true independents. And the Phillies, their games were always broadcast on Channel 17, WPHL. The Mets, Channel 9, WOR in New York. And I don't know, well, nowadays, you have to have you have to live in an area where the sports network, that has the contract with the team, is broadcasting. But back then, I had, along with the Phillies and Mets, we got the Yankees on 11 Alive, WPIX, and every now and then an Orioles game would show up on one of our Scranton channels for some reason. Excuse me. But anyway, growing up, I saw a lot of these teams. The only time I would ever get to see the Cardinals was when they were playing one of these 2 teams. So, like I said, a lot of players I'm familiar with, a lot of players that I really admired. So let's take a look at them. We'll take a look at the Mets first. And these are well protected in this storage box. And let's see who's included on this team. All right, we got a like a cover card. Ron Swoboda, Dave Marshall, Art Shamsky, Don Hahn, Ed Kranepool, Rusty Staub, one of my favorites, Cleon Jones, Willie Mays, Tommy Agee, Ken Boswell, Alex Trevino, Dave Kingman, Bruce Boisclair, Ron Hodges, Bobby Valentine, John Milner, another favorite of mine, Steve Henderson, Doug Flynn, Ted Martinez, Joel Youngblood, Lee Mazzilli, Jerry Grody, not one of my favorite players, and maybe someday I'll tell you that story, Felix Mion, John Stearns, Bud Harrelson, Wayne Garrett, Mike Vale, Gary Gentry, Neil Allen, Jim McAndrew, Tug McGraw, George Stone, Ray Sadecki, Tom Seaver, of course, Pat Zachary, Ron Taylor, Danny Frisella, Craig Swan, John Matlack, and Jerry Kuzman. What a set. I should have counted these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40 players in this Mets 1970s franchise team. All-time franchise players from the 70s. Now let's look at the Phillies. And stick it in there a little bit. Okay, we got a very nice cover card. John Vukovich, Tom Hutton, Terry Harmon, Mike Anderson, Ron Stone, Byron Brown, Roger Freed, Bake McBride, Tim McCarver, Jerry Martin, Denny Doyle, Ollie Brown, Dave Cash, another favorite of mine, Darren Johnson, Del Unser, Raymond Aviles, Ted Sizemore, Willie Montanez, Jay Johnstone, Bob Boone, Larry Boa, Gary Maddox, Joe Liss, Greg Luzinski, Mike Schmidt, Larry Christensen, Ron Reed, Randy Lurch, Tug McGraw, so we got a doppelganger here, Dick Ruthven, Nino Espinosa, Joe Horner, Wayne Twitchell, Rick Wise, Chris Short, Tom Underwood, Warren Brewster, of course Steve Carlton, Gene Garber, and Jim Longborg. These are just beautiful looking cards, and if you're interested in any of this stuff, get in touch with Daniel on the Facebook group, the Time Travel Baseball Facebook group. He does incredible work, has a lot of different teams available. Franchise All-Stars from the 70s and 80s, maybe the 60s, I can't remember. But that's Daniel Forcier. You'll find him on that group. His presence is, it's all over the Facebook group. And the way Daniel explained it to me was that he did like the design of the cards, the actual stat determination or result determination, I guess is a better word. I believe that was done by Ivan Diaz, who's another great guy. Posts a lot of content for the game in the file section. I believe they worked together on these, but Daniel did a great job. And thank you very much for sending these to me. I'm going to definitely get them on the table. I'm not quite sure how yet. I'm thinking maybe a rival series kind of thing. That's what I'm leaning towards. And, well, I'll tell you what, these are some nice looking cards for Time Travel Baseball. So thanks again, Daniel. And those of you who are watching this, if you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing. If you're not, please consider doing so. And until next time, take care.